Hello, it's Sean. Today I'm going to be talking about why I left the film industry as a hair and makeup artist. So before I talk about that, I'll just give you a brief overview about how long I was in the industry and some of the projects that I've worked on. If that sounds interesting to you, then hit that subscribe button and keep watching. So I'll start off a little bit of background about my career in TV and film. I think I worked in the industry for around 4 years. I started off on low-level, small productions. I ended up working on a TV series as a makeup junior, and that kind of catapulted me into the realm of TV and film and led to my other jobs as makeup juniors and then also my jobs as a makeup trainee. Between those big productions, I also worked on a few indie feature-length films and a few shorter productions too. If I was going to do a highlight reel, I'd say my favourites were working with Avant Garde Vegan and Burning Chariot Productions on Gaz Oakley's first few seasons on YouTube. I also loved working on my first job, which was The Bastard Executioner, and that was written by Kurt Sutter. I was already like a huge fan of the Sons of Anarchy series. When I saw Kurt Sutter, I was just like, one of those. Ed Sheeran was on that production too, which I like always forget about. And you'd think that if somebody had met like Kurt Sutter, who I bet you don't even know what he looks like, and then if somebody had met Ed Sheeran, they'd be like, oh, I met Edward Sheeran. But I was like, Kurt Sutter. Like, I already knew what he looked like. I knew like his wife because she was in the production too. Anyway, whole nother story. But yeah, and then I have to say the BBC One drama Three Girls, because I was working as a makeup trainee and it was the most involved that I've been in a big production. It was a 3-part TV drama and I was there from pre-filming to wrap. So I was really involved in the whole production. I met all of the main cast and that was a huge learning curve for me. I also worked on BBC stargazing for the astronaut Tim Peake's launch. That was just amazing as well because I got to meet like astronauts. So yeah, I mean, I'm making a video about why I left the industry, but then I think back and I'm like, why did I leave the industry? But obviously I had my reasons, which I'm going to go into now. So it wasn't long after finishing the BBC One Three Girls drama and I was living at home and I met my boyfriend who I'm with now. And I remember he lived in Yorkshire and I lived in Worcestershire. So there was like already travelling that I was doing then just for that relationship. And I just kind of thought, like, I hadn't got a call for my next job yet. So I was like searching around, doing like smaller things in between. I did actually look into getting into the industry up north. So I did do a indie film in Leeds, which, went well, but it was just like a whole different scene. I primarily worked in South Wales and a little bit in London, whereas up north it would be more Manchester and Liverpool. So I ended up moving up to Yorkshire and I got a job in a photography studio. So I was working a few days a week doing like makeovers, and I just started to think, well, if I was doing this regularly, I'd earn maybe not the same amount that I'd earn in TV or film, but I'd still earn a decent amount of money and I could stay in one place. I had a home and it would mean that I'd be able to, have a relationship and a home and still be able to do makeup. So after the photography studio, I moved to Space NK, which is like high-end beauty and skincare, and that was great. Again, I worked there for a year. So to be honest, it was more of a gradual process. I remember I did have a few calls during that time about working on productions. I think I'd already mentioned that I'd moved, and I think that just goes to show how tight the circles are because I didn't really get any calls after that. So in the film industry, as a makeup artist, I feel like you turn down 1 or 2 jobs and you're not going to get called back for a third. You've made it clear that you're no longer working in that industry. So it's a gradual process, but it was also a deliberate decision that I had made for myself. I wanted to try something different. I wanted to see if that I could still do makeup and not have to be so airborne and uncertain about where my next job was coming from. So I've been out of the industry now for, I want to say, like 3 years, and I've also moved into a different career path now. And making these videos is like the first time that I'm really like talking about my time in the industry and reliving all of these jobs that I did do and all of the productions that I worked on. And it's kind of sad, I did enjoy it and I do miss it, but it's not something that I'm going to say that I'm never going to go back to. And I'm also not looking to get back into it right now. So we'll see what the future holds. I just wanted to make this video about why I left the industry and just reassure anyone that there is life after the industry, and it's also not like the permanent end. You could always go back into it into the future. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and thank you if you've watched the whole of my working in TV and film as a makeup artist playlist. I really hope that these videos can help somebody, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thank you for watching. Bye!